This theory about the 8th anniversary is actually crazy. In short, it's the 2023 festival rebranded and packaged even bigger. Let me lay it out for you guys, and I want to talk about it in a lot more detail. You've probably seen my short or TikTok, but if you haven't, here it is. So first, we need to talk about the 2023 festival. Let's get into this. In the part 1 of that festival, we got 2 Legends Limiteds. We had the Universe Rep side and the Sagas from the Movie side. The Universe Rep side being Evo Ken, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, alongside Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. They're a tag unit. Then the Sagas from the Movie side, we had Beast Gohan. He's a transforming unit, and he packed quite a punch. Those were the 2 part 1 units, Universe Rep and Sagas from the Movies. Keep that on your mind, as it's very important as I go forward. In the part 2, we only had 1 unit, and it was a Game Originals. We know who that is, the only premium Game Originals we have in Dragon Ball Legends to date. That unit being Legends Limited Goku and Bardock. They also have 2 different elements. That's not exactly relevant. The most important thing for you to keep on your mind is that they are a Game Originals. And in part 3, we went back to Universe Rep, and the unit that we got was Ultra UI Goku, the first Ultra Instinct Goku that is an Ultra. Very powerful unit, of course. We all remember him. We know what he was doing to PvP. Now you see the setup. Universe Rep and Sagas from the Movies were the only 2 episodes to appear in that celebration. The only other tag that is of main value in that celebration was Game Originals. So the only 3 things we're going to keep on our mind are the 2 episodes and Game Originals, because that's also the episode, you could say, as well. Now if we look at the 8th anniversary at this current moment, in the part 1 they've gone the Sagas from the Movies route in full. Both units are from Sagas from the Movies. We know we have Gogeta Blue and we have the transforming Broly, DBS Broly theme from Sagas from the Movies. Very obvious, very powerful, very enjoyable. Everybody's hype right now. It's what we're experiencing as I'm speaking right now. But we do have the part 2 upcoming. I believe it starts within a week. I will keep you guys posted, so if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe right now. Like the video while you're at it as well. But there is large speculation around what the unit is going to be, and at the moment it's seeming to be a Game Originals unit. Now why would I say that? Well, 2 big things have happened recently, and honestly if you think otherwise, you must know something we don't know, because this anniversary is supposed to be unpredictable. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, they've recently upgraded Shallot's, yes, the MC of Dragon Ball Legend, the main character, the protagonist, Shallot's starter ability. They just randomly decided to upgrade it to make him have potential to be used in ranked PvP in this day and age. He's been upscaled, upgraded just like that, so you would be able to, hopefully at the time of making this video is prior to him actually getting that buff, be able to use him in ranked PvP as a true competitor. But the other thing about that is that he also buffs Game Originals. They've gone out their way to make him support Game Originals. Those are the original characters in game or anything custom they create. So that's everything to do with Shallot. The second reason is that they've literally decided to make the Zenkai that they were hyping up Goku and Bardock. I already mentioned him before because he was the part 2 of the 2023 festival, but in this case he's making a resurgence right before the part 2 for the 8th anniversary. He's obviously not going to be the headliner, but he is going to be a supporting role. He could even be very powerful with the way that we've seen they've done the platinum equipments for Goku Black Rose and Broly. So his Zenkai could be something strong, and if it is and they do drop a Game Originals in part 2, that would add to the theory of how the 8th anniversary is just a rebranded version of the 2023 festival. But let's say they do drop a Game Originals in part 2 based on the 2 pieces of evidence that I gave you, because it is looking that way. All they would need to do is go all in on Universe Rep in part 3, and it's the exact same thing, the exact same episodes throughout the whole celebration. They would make the Ultra just be MUI Goku, which a lot of people have been anticipating for the longest anyways, and with how they released their part 1, right, we got 1 Ultra and 1 Legend Rarity unit. They dropped Gogeta in the Ultra Rarity and Broly in the Legend Rarity. They'll follow that same format in part 3 with MUI Goku, the more hype and valued unit, as the Ultra, and then the Legend Rarity unit will be an antagonist, Jiren. Just gonna interject here, and something that I really should emphasize as well, Ultra MUI Goku, if he was to release, I think everybody would assume that he would get leaked. But if you watched my videos, especially during the battle hour, Toshi confirmed they do not leak it on purpose.
Nobody Ultra Instinct Goku in Legends. Yeah. Is that intentional?
I hate it, but none of that is intentional.
It's not intentional.
That makes the situation even worse.
Yeah.
But somebody in their team is doing it, so I think it's okay to assume that it will get leaked again, but they're also doing everything in their power to make sure it doesn't happen. So I guess if it's MUI Goku, it would get leaked, so there's no point of predicting it. But what would be unpredictable is that this MUI Goku just doesn't leak. Let me know your thoughts on that. Back to the video though. It just makes the most sense. It's very easy to do, and they can't go wrong with that as as a part 3. Sure, players will be annoyed about the Ultra Instinct mechanic, but we're dealing with hype. They just released a second UGB. Do you think they care? They definitely don't. So it's very feasible, and it's a unit they've been planning to drop. I will also add, because they dropped an Ultra and a Legend Rarity unit in part 1, it's very likely that they don't want to drop 2 more LRs in part 2, or at least 1 Ultra and an LR in part 2. So if they go the Game Originals route, they can avoid dropping 2 units entirely, similar to what they did in the 2023 festival, where we went to 2 Legends Limited, then just 1 unit being the Game Originals in part 2, and then back then it was 1 Ultra. But now they've dropped double Ultras before. It's not ridiculous if they want to go 1 Ultra, 1 LR for the part 3 of the 8th anniversary. And in addition to this, they won't have to drop an after part unit if they don't want to, but they could have one lined up anyways. Gonna interject here as well. If you take a closer look at the part 1 8th anniversary units, you know they're the exact same element, with an S, as the 2023 festival headliners, green and red. Do what you want with that. That's all the reasoning behind this theory, but I wanted to dive into what units we could specifically see. I gave the most probable, but the Game Originals is part 2, so you're probably thinking, who is that going to be, if anybody? Now, I will be dropping a part 2 prediction, but here's my thoughts as of right now. So I think there's one thing that is most likely, and there's another thing that I think will very much so happen, but I'm not sure about it anymore given the new evidence that has come to the table. And please bear in mind, this is just a theory, and my thoughts right now are on the backpack of that theory to progress this video. So the most likely Game Originals that we could get in part 2, in my opinion anyways, is MUI Goku and Beast Gohan. Now, this does contradict part 3, because I really don't think they drop an MUI Goku if they go that way, but then they could drop something else for the Universe Rep release. Now, what do I think that could be? Most likely Go Frieza or something in some way, shape or form. But the main thing is, if they drop an MUI Goku and Beast Gohan as a Game Originals, I think it would be easy for them to produce that, and that's why they do it. Why do I say that? It's because we have the summon animation in Dragon Ball Legends, and if we look at Legends Limited Goku and Bardock, they were a summon animation for the longest before we got them in game. For Game Originals, they don't really want to go out the way it seems, otherwise they would have dropped a lot more, and we have other summon animations that they could implement, but they haven't. So in my opinion, I think it's a case where if they're going to drop a Game Originals, they could easily just rip the summon animation and make it a unit, which would make it something spectacular in game because you can use it, actually finish somebody with it. But ultimately, we've never got this in any other media, to my knowledge anyways, correct me if I'm wrong, and it correlates with what they've done in the past. So if Goku and Bardock had a summon animation, they get the unit, why wouldn't it be MUI Goku and Beast Gohan? In addition to this pick, it's not just that as evidence, it's also the fact that these 2 units tie in 2 factors of the whole theory. MUI Goku would be the Universe Rep variant of that character because they cannot use manga characters, and Beast Gohan would be superhero, which means he's a Sagas from the movies character. We know that they were fighting together or against each other to train in the manga, but the game cannot reference the manga. They would not do that, meaning even though they are indirectly referencing the manga, the variations of the units they are using would be UI Goku from Universe Rep and Beast Gohan from the superhero movie joined into one. And Goku did have MUI at that time, so it's not ridiculous for them to be a mashup, you know what I'm saying? Though Gohan didn't have Beast during the Universe Survival Saga. Nonetheless, it's a Game Originals unit. It doesn't have to make sense. But like I said earlier, the only downside of that is that it throws off the part 3, because what are we gonna get for part 3? Are they gonna manifest a new level of Ultra now? And that's possible because they did release this max. If you saw the data mines, there was this max rarity thing. Maybe we're gonna get a new tier of hype at the end of this celebration, and in that sense we might even get a tagged unit Ultra. I don't think that's possible because of the way they do Ultra art, but maybe it is possible and they're going to open that door to celebration. But aside from that prediction, I think the only other safe way to go would be another movies unit so they can close out with Universe Rep in totality. So my other pick would be Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo, and I think it's also easier to produce because 1, they have the special beam cannons, they can do a special beam cannon back to back, but 2, they can just look at what Dokkan Battle have done and do something similar because they literally have that unit. Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo both doing a special beam cannon together, that did not happen in the movie, but it's something they can do because they have something to reference anyways, or do something similar like. You get what I'm saying? I don't have another basis on that besides from the fact that they are both from the superhero movies, so they back that idea in the sense that it's sagas from the movies. But I think the MUI Beast idea, they put the Universe Rep and sagas from the movies into one, mashing it together makes it a lot more solid. But this is all just theory and speculation. I will say though, if this theory does come together, I don't want to say this anniversary was predictable, but the fact that it could be predicted because it's not super random is very interesting to say the least. Like I said, it's just a theory, so don't take it too seriously, but I'm not gonna lie, it's very convincing. And when I speak about it in detail and look at all the nuances and all the other aspects of it, there's very minimal ways that they could avoid this happening. Obviously, they could just make the game original anything. For example, if it was Daima, then I would just argue that, okay, it's a Daima game original, sure, but it's still a game original, so we're still on track for universe rep in part 3. So only until the part 3, if it isn't universe rep, will I say that this theory is really a sham. But right now, we are on track. We are on track. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I will see you guys in the next one, man.